Hello, all you hardcores. How are you doing? Hope you're all well this Sunday morning. Today I'm joined by Ryan from Manchester. How are you doing, Ryan? You all
Spot on,
right?
mate. How are you?
Did you watch the boxing last night, should I say?
Unfortunately so, mate. Unfortunately so.
Okay, well, we'll go straight in with the show. What I'll do, I'll just go through the fights and give you the gist of the show, and you just give me your opinion. Let me just read a few things out first. So we had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 fights in Scotland last night. The home fighters added up to 55-2, and the away fighters 115, 58-5. Now, looking at that, it's no better than what Dennis is putting on and his car park shows. Just look, reading through these here, right? Some names I can't even pronounce, so you have to bear with me because I'm terrible with names. Fawaz 1-0 against the kid 1-1. Walker on his debut against Hyrie Adele 1-2. Molly on a debut against Esque, whatever, I can't even read it. Quasimodo 4-7. McKeon 5-0 against Gomez 8-5-1. Donovan 7-0, Serban 13-8. Forrest debut against Nazian or something, 28-25-4. Jones 1-0 against Carter Pauly or something, 4-3. Doherty 1-1. Grant against Grant 4-1. Campbell 4-0 against McFarlane 12-5. That's the guy with green hair and J Lav's tats all over him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ramirez 8-1 against Donovan 14-1. Then we've got Taylor 18-0, Catterall 26-0. Utter garbage up to main event. Would you agree, Ryan?
Completely agree, mate. That Jay McFarlane seems like a bit of a character, but I've seen him a few times, and he was like the only bit of character that the whole undercard had, mate. Ramirez is a fantastic fighter. He's the guy who beat he schooled Shakur Stevenson in the Olympics. He's brilliant, but hey, he's fighting a guy that Pat Barrett's nephew knocked out only a couple of fights ago. He's not up so much. He can't punch.
Yeah.
So, shit card, mate.
This is Sky. This is supposed to be the flagship, aren't they?
Green
Sky.
Standard. Yeah.
It's that was served up. I mean, they've got 3 debuts on there, and 1, 2, 3 kids with 1 win. These are own fighters. So obviously nobody's coming through up there in Scotland, are they? Nobody wants to take boxing up. And after that last night, they probably never want to take boxing up again. My phone's been read out all night. I've heard Ozzie Smith's gone into a full breakdown, a full meltdown, sorry, because Jack Catterall's his pal. I had a bet on Catterall to win, as everybody knows. I didn't bet on Paddy Power because they're refunding it, aren't they? Well, I had a bet last night. Didn't win. Obviously, well, I thought I'd won. I was jumping up and down like a banshee, but I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what the answer is, but let's just forget the old undercard because it's garbage. It's not even worth talking about, is it? I mean,
it's not.
The McFarlane, right? 20 stone, fat as a pig, Michelin man, tattoos all over his face, green hair. Everybody's trying to be controversial, aren't they, and different and stand out. They all want to do a Dave Allen, don't they? But Dave's got it off to a T because he knows how to play on the heartstrings, doesn't he? And he acts daft all the time when really he's pretty shrewd. These other people, the Babbicks of this world, and this McFarlane character, I mean, Max would flog Jay McFarlane now, would flog him. On the hard road or in the ring, he would flog him. Max who comes on here.
Yeah.
He'd flog him. But so we'll forget all that. let's go straight to the main event. What did you think to the actual fight itself?
First and foremost, mate, let's give massive credit to Jack Catterall.
Yeah.
I know why they call him El Gato now. I didn't really get it beforehand. His feet were phenomenal. His defense was absolutely impeccable. The jab was varied up every round, like it was coming from different angles, different speeds. The backhand was, he really gave a boxing lesson in just 1-2. Taylor was, his trainer didn't help him in the corner. That was shocking. He just wasn't. Was he the Josh Taylor we've seen before, or was Jack Catterall that good? I don't know. What are your thoughts?
A couple of weeks ago, I put a video on and I said that Maxi Hughes bashed him up in sparring, and everybody said, "Oh, making shit up." Maxi Hughes gave him a black eye, roughed him up. Maxi Hughes from Doncaster. I'm not saying that because I'm a Donny lad. Maxi Hughes bashed him up in sparring in front of a lot of people. That's a true story. Now, that's when I decided to go for Catterall, because you hear little things like that, this and that. And don't forget, his trainer, Ben Davidson, look, he's only there because Taylor's an MTK fighter. That's the only reason Davidson's there. And I've heard Davidson were all over the place that day. Maxi bashed him. So this is how I look at it, right? I thought Taylor's there for taking. He don't live the life. Everybody knows that. He doesn't live the life. Tight at the weight, and you put it all into the mix, and Catterall's an undefeated guy, so he don't know how to lose. And as far as I'm concerned, he still hasn't got a loss on his record. He won that fight very comfortably by 5-6 rounds. It was a landslide. It wasn't even fucking close. The words we are looking for with these officials are just 2 words, and that's all I can say. Bent cunts. Now, if you all go and look on my channel, you will see a video on August the 29th, 2020. It's got a thumbnail of Ian John Lewis, Ian John Lewinson, is it? Or Ian John Lewis, whatever he's called. Ian John Lewis is on the thumbnail, and the title is Ian John Lewis, Corruption or Incompetence. And that still stands 18 months later, and people were saying I was 18 on the guy and all that, all that. I put up, I mentioned fights that he'd been involved in. We all know about when he stopped Enzo Macaronelli, you know, in that fight, don't we? Then apologised after, said he got it all wrong. Yeah. There's other things that he's done that's wrong. Now, this man is not held accountable. Neither are the others, Victor Laughlin and, you know, these people, Steve Gray's another one, they slipped through the net. But what these people are doing, week in, week out, they're going with the home fighter and the platform. And Sky have put a lot of money into Josh Taylor now, and they knew they couldn't go with Catterall for that. They couldn't do it. They couldn't give Catterall his fucking moment, could they? No. So all this about I want an investigation from Ben Shalom. Ben, you fucking wet gherkin. You're a prick. You know fuck all's going to happen. Nothing will happen. Ian John Lewis, he will be on another show next week, and all this will be forgot about. Well, let's take a moment to think about Jack Catterall, because his life should be changed now, and he should be in the $1 million fights, the big money. He's got the lottery ticket, and somebody just took it off him and robbed him. That was shocking. It puts boxing back years. Boxing's now back to the days where we had police investigations. We all know about Robin Reed against Sven Otka. That was investigated by the police. We all know about Arthur Abraham against Edison Miranda, the first one, where he had 5 points took off him in the fight, Miranda, and still lost, even though he won by a landslide. But the 5 points didn't make any difference anyway, because the scores were already in Abraham's favour. That was investigated by the police. This now ranks up there with them two. And the Manny Pacquiao Bradley one, I think you could put that 4. But them three, the first 3 are on about there. They're the smelliest ones I've ever seen in boxing. And Catterall and Taylor I think you could say tops them all now, or it's up there with the Robin Reed Hockey, Miranda, Abraham ones. It was that bad.
It was.
Nothing will happen. Robert Smith will come out and say they don't have to be held accountable. So the only way that we can get change in the sport is don't watch it. Let's boycott it. Boycott the events. Boycott all the events across the board. Let's get these people out. Let's get a new organization to run it. I was screaming for Simon Jordan because I think he's got integrity. I did a video a few months ago. I think it was about September. You see it? I had a red leather jacket on it in Leeds. I did it in one take in 10 minutes. One take in 10 minutes. I had no script. I said, pull up here. Let me just get, because I was paying them for hour. You know, they ordered elements for me. I said, let's use rest of the hour up and I'll do something off cuff. And that was first, and I just went on a rant then after 10 minutes. But that fell on deaf ears. People saying I'm hating. Look, it's in front of your eyeballs. I can't be the one to be the renegade and to scream and shout about this. People have got to get behind me now. Ozzy Smith's going to let rip tonight on Boxing Asylum, but did he have the same energy when John Ryder fought Jacobs? No. But John Ryder's his pal. Jack Catterall's his pal. But Ozzy will be right to scream and shout. He will be right to scream and shout tonight regarding Jack Catterall, because that you could say it's probably the worst one that we've had in 20 years. It was that bad, honestly. And how people can not make as much noise as I do is shocking. People are letting it go away. I noticed Peter Fury were very vocal about it, and I've had a couple of
you showed me that
this morning. And I know Peter's opinions on it, and my opinion is this: it's corruption or incompetence. Well, let me just say this to you right now. You've got your own house, yeah. If I come to your house and I'm a delivery driver and I'm delivering a takeaway to your house and it's disgusting, you're not going to have me again, are you? You're not going to ring my company to have your food delivered again, because my food's shit, innit? I'm a terrible chef, whatever. Yeah. But we keep getting terrible food, don't we, or terrible work from Ian John Lewis and Victor Laughlin as well. All of them, all these A-stars, they're all going with own fighters, aren't they? Now, it's always two of them that go with, and one of them always goes the other way, doing like Howard Foster went for Catterall. How he got it for 1 point for Catterall, I don't know. He must have been smoking something really powerful, and I want some of it, Howard. But that was shocking, and it's got to be corruption or incompetence. But why do we keep putting up with it? Why are these referees and judges not demoted? What? Help me out here, mate, because I can't get my head right.
No. Listen, I'll actually know this morning I did some research myself, and it's always the same names. Ott again. Yeah, no, it's always the same names, mate. I pulled up a few this morning and I sent them over to you. No, it's shocking. It's terrible, mate, because nothing's going to change. That's what I want to put a little bit of a slant on is that's 2 cards in a row that Sky have put on, and they've been absolutely abysmal. They've been really poor cards. Crowds are there, fantastic. Atmosphere's great. The production's decent as well. I'll give credit where it's due, but they're really shit cards, and it just switches people off. And again, I don't like commenting on MMA because I'm not interested in it. But all my pals texting me all night, all this morning. That's why we watch UFC. And I think it's a travesty. An absolute travesty, mate. But yeah, God bless Catterall, God bless his team. As I said to you, a few of my pals know Jamie Moore, and they're devastated, mate. Shocking. But nothing will happen.
Fuck all will happen. If I had a not a pop, but I rinsed Mick Wales' show and Josh Wales' show in the video yesterday, right? And it needed saying. Nobody's going to say it to him because they're hard men of Barnes, aren't they? But it needed saying. Everybody in the industry knows it was shit, so you've got to say it. People need to come out and say, that's not good enough, you can do better. Now, if you take Taylor Catterall off that show last night, Mick Wales' show's as good as what that undercard is.
Yeah.
You see where I'm coming from? Now, they never had a star fight on there, did they, for Josh's farewell? But the undercard on Sky last night, this is Sky with all their millions, was as what Dennis and Mick have put out. Do you see where I'm coming from? So if you just check Taylor Catterall off it, the talent pool's got to be very poor. And I notice a lot of these debuts keep slipping in. Loads and loads of people having debuts in boxing, but they're no good. They're not going to do anything. Everybody wants to be a boxer, don't they? You pass an eye test and a brain scan, you're a professional boxer.
Yeah.
It's wrong. But people are not taking boxing up. The talent pools now are shocking and horrendous. The sport is dying on its arse. They keep telling us, oh, boxing's booming and that. How can boxing be booming when we've just seen that? Look what it is. We've just seen it in front of our fucking eyeballs.
Yeah. I think what they're making reference to is the money that's probably being spent on the sport. Again, you've got DAZN pumping loads in, BT Sports, Sky Sports, but the 3 different platforms. So we're getting shit. We're getting dribs and drabs of each platform, whereas we want it all under the same house, and we want them all fighting one another on a week-to-week basis. So the money might be there. We're not getting nothing.
What's going to happen with kids who are like 5-0, 6-0, 7-0 when they finally step up to 10-0 for a title fight? If they've got to fight away from home on somebody else's show, what's going to happen?
You'd be
They're going to get beat. Listen, trainers and managers now are going to be frightened to put their kids on away shows. They're going to think, well, if it goes to points, we're not going to get a decision here. So they're just going to price themselves out of fight, saying, well, I want X amount. That's what's going to happen. But that last night has got to be invested. Look, I want fucking jail time. I want jail time for these bastards.
Oh, 100%, mate.
Jail time. Victor Laughlin. Marcus McDonald. You're a fucking shit ref. Marcus McDonald. Jack Catterall, not only is he going to get fighting an elite fighter in an undisputed fight in Scotland, he's fighting fucking ref as well as the judges. And you've got to feel for Catterall, Jamie Moore, Nigel Travis. We've got to have justice for him. This decision surely can be overturned. Surely, it's fucking in front of us.
Why not? Why the fuck not? I don't like this fucking narrative as well about Taylor struggling at the weight. Sky kept making reference to it, the whole commentary. Bollocks. He said multiple times he's not struggled at the weight. Multiple times. He's got no issues being honest about everything else. He's not struggled at the weight. There's no way he's struggled at the weight. He wouldn't have made it.
He wouldn't have. He's had all check weigh-ins. He's ticked all boxes for check weigh-ins because I checked.
He got outboxed. He got outfought, and there's no excuses for it. Right. And I tell you another thing. Your mate Ben Davidson.
Not my fucking mate. Ben Davidson, you're a prick. I don't like you prick.
Sausage. Hey, I'll tell you this now, yeah. Josh Taylor last night was tentative because all the crowd were behind him and he's an emotionally driven guy. And you've got his fucking trainer mid-round, fucking all this and all that. He needs to be calmed down, lad. Chill out.
Makes it about him, doesn't it? I don't like it.
100%, mate.
Make it about you all the time, Ben, you fucking prick.
Shit house.
Crawl out, kin of hands arsehole, you prick. Shit's out, that. Right. Who's gonna fucking take me on? Get the fuck out of here.
Let's fucking go.
He's got form for it, hasn't he? Ian John Lewis. He had. Did he have Terry Harper beating Jonas?
Yeah,
He's done some bad ones of it. I'm not going to go into it, but these fuckers, they've got form right as long as your arm. Now, Ian John Lewis, I don't like you anyway because you're a fucking prison screw. I put you in the bracket of traffic warden, old Bill, and prison screw. Shithouse bracket. Now he's a fucking judge. The guy's a fucking control freak, mate. Walking around with a set of fucking keys in prison. I hope somebody sees this video on a phone in jail that they've smuggled in. And you see Ian John Lewis on wing and you tip a fucking bucket of shit and piss from the fours landing straight onto the cunt's head.
Yeah.
Fucking, 114, 111, Ian John Lewinson.
Nigel Travis has offered to go and watch it with them.
Sorry, Ian John Lewis, 114, 111. Victor Laughlin, 113, 112. Well, he's a Scotsman anyway. He's going to be for Taylor. And Howard Foster, 112, 113. Marcus McDonald, the poor ref. On the whole, the officials now in the UK, it's worse than Germany and Italy ever were. It's that bad. And like I've just said there, who's going to want to come to Britain? Floyd Mayweather didn't want to come to Britain. Andre Ward didn't want to fight Carl Froch in Nottingham, did he? Because he said I'd get jobbed if it went to points. And you can understand it, can't you? You can understand it, surely, but I can't get over that. I can't get it out of my head. And like I said, my phone's red hot. And people wanting to come on the channel. I've got Terry on next after you, but I don't know what the answer is. I don't know, but we have to have a change in the sport. And the board have got to go, Ryan, because when you've got a board that have got £20,000 a week coming in and they're spending it on expenses, or that's all, just expenses. And they don't pay any tax on it because it's expenses. Let me tell you this. When you've got money coming in like that, hand over fist, and you're involved in the sport of boxing every single day of the week, they've got great lives. They're flown all over. The comps at shows. They get to see boxing as well, ringside. Food laid on, travel, hotels, booze. I've even heard clothes when they go to Vegas and that they have tailor-made suits and all that, you know, on the big events. And check it to a hotel and that. It's been going on for years. Free fucking gratis, and it's got to stop. It's got to stop. But like I said, it can't just be me that's screaming and shouting about it. It's got to be people that are coming out who've got laminates. Now, I've noticed that Steffi Bull's come out and mentioned something on social media. He hasn't spoke like I spoke, but well done to him for coming out and speaking. But let's see some more come out. We've had Adam Smith speaking out, Ben Shalom. They're not license holders, though. But let's see other license holders come out and speak about it. I mean, is it corruption or is it incompetence? If they're saying they're not corrupt and they're not accepting gifts and money and that, well, it can only be incompetence, can't it? So if you've got somebody who's incompetent in their job, what do?
Fuck them off.
You know, look, you know, if you're treading dog shit, right, and you walk into a house, what's first thing you do? You fucking have treading shit. You get your trainer off and you clean it, don't you? And then you have to get rid of all shit on your mum's carpet. Because shit leaves stains. And this Ian John Lewis, Victor Laughlin, all of them, Marcus McDonald, Robert Smith and them, they're walking shit all the way through arena. And when they've gone home, that has to be cleaned up by people because shit leaves stains. These people have got to be run out of the fucking sport.
What hold have they got over these people? Oh, this is what we just touched on it there. If you're shit at your job, you get sacked. I employ people. If they're wank, you're up the road, mate. TTFN.
These people, they're not voted into power. They're not voted into power, Ryan. You know, they vote themselves in. It's like, you know, when you get these people that run the British Legions in these villages, right? What happens is they're all on the take because they don't get prosecuted for stealing. But the vote that sends on for life, and they stay in positions of power for life. You know, these committee men and treasurers and presidents of British Legion and that. They vote themselves in. They can't be kicked off. And it's the same with these people. They're self-appointed. So they're never going to go. And whatever you've got, like last year, we had Rico got the company accounts up for them, £900,000. They didn't pay a penny tax. It were all put through as expenses. It's free gratis. And I've seen these people I've seen these people at after parties. I've seen them close up. We all know what they get up to. And it's just like a job for boys. They're 70-year-old insecure men. Now, I'm calling on all people who are hardcore boxing fans. Don't fucking tell me you're hardcore if you haven't thrown a drink at Robert Smith. If you see Robert Smith at the shows, you get your drink and you throw it at him. You drench these people in lager. And that's what they fucking need. It's like Adam Smith was telling somebody I know that when he goes to shows now, he might walk by a certain section of the crowd and they'll all go, beep! You know, all that to him. And he finds it amusing now. Well, I'm telling you all, you can do that. Yeah, keep going beep. But when you see Smith, throw your fucking drink on the bastard. He's corrupt. Corrupt cunts. Allegedly. I don't fucking drive me mad. I fucking lose my mind, losing my shit.
Boxing's fucked though. I don't know, mate. You seen Adam Smith at these press conferences and that. He's a boring old cunt. Let's not.
We a bad
make
comb
him-
over. Let's have it right.
He's got the shittest haircut. He ain't got rid. I mean, he needs to get rid of that, right? There's that. He talks like he's got something up his ass. It's just shite. Like, it's really fucking boring, the whole thing. Again, that's probably why that McFarlane guy, you made a point, actually. I've just thought about that. He fought on a boxer show at Altrincham a couple of years ago.
Who did?
I reckon that's what they were after, like a new Dave Allen, a Jocks Dave. You're really clutching on straws like
that guy with green hair.
Yeah, he fought on a
fat as a fucking pig, mentioning man.
But they wanted a new day. That's how desperate they are for something. They thought if he turns over this Campbell, who was pony as well, we've got a new Dave Allen. Hey, he was shocking. He was shocking. Like, and that was like a big fight for that card. It was wank. Like, I don't know, mate. This Ben Shalom seems good at production, but he's a boring cunt as well. He looks like Adam.
He's a fucking wet gherkin,
looks a little bit like Adam Smith as well, in my opinion, like a young Adam Smith. Massive head, huge head. His cards are shite. If he's got all this dough, go and get some decent fighters, put proper shows on, so cunts like us aren't moaning on a Sunday morning, feeling unfulfilled because we waited for a fight, and it's all shit and more shit.
IFL are not pushing it, are they, this robbery? They don't seem to be pushing it, do they, on their channel?
I seen the Nigel Travis video about 40 minutes ago, just before they come on here.
What are headlines? Because they need to be pushing it. They have a big say, IFL, shit houses.
Yeah, massive.
Get this fucking post. Get Robert Smith on your channel and start asking some fucking questions, Coogan. You've got access, fucking use it. Stop hula hooping and ask the fucking questions, because you're killing the sport, killing it stone dead.
Umar is probably the only guy who'd do that.
Yeah, well, let's hope he does. Let's hope Bricktop makes him do it.
I'd love him to. But yeah, you wake up in the morning, mate, you got fucking hell. Imagine being Jack Catterall today. I mean, his stock's gone through the roof, but his stock would have gone through the roof with 4 belts in bed with him. Fucking horrible, mate. Shit.
You know what? He's gone to Lion's Den in Scotland. Nobody gave him a chance except me. He's got not many people back Jack Catterall. I'm usually all right with my bets, right? But I always try and be different. I always look for another scenario. If I get a little feeling that, when Maxie Hughes roughing him up, and this I'm not going to say who told me, but this person said to me that he'll be leaving Ben Davidson shortly, and I could tell it when he said it to me. This guy, I thought, yeah, Max has roughed him up. Yeah, he's ready for plucking him, Taylor. He's ready. He's tight at the weight. He's ready for going in. And you know what, he was, but the judges won't allow it. They won't allow me to get my bet. And it's a shame. I wish I'd have been with Paddy Power, but I will be joining Paddy Power now for refunding boxing bets, because fucking hell, it happens all the time, doesn't it? Look, it's bad. And I feel for him. He's gone into Lion's Den. He's done the business against a Scotsman in his own back garden, who everybody was saying were top 5, 6 pound for pound. I was saying top 10, but pound for pound, undisputed guy at 140. He's done the business, been robbed. Yeah.
There were some massive shocks as well last night. Huge. Anchor Haas, he got beat. The Filipino guy who went through Jamie Conlon over here a few years ago. He's a good fighter, Anchor Haas. He got stopped last night. American kid Chris Colbert, who's highly touted, he got beat and easily beat last night. Guillermo Rigondeaux, he got beat last night. A pretty of a balmy night of boxing, to be honest with you, mate.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, I just wanted to chat about this with you. I'll just ask you a few things now. Do you think White Fury happens? Ryan?
Yeah, I do now. Yeah, I do. Definitely do. It's going to be a one-sided beatdown and schooling. Be over 6, 7, maybe 8th round. There's no way Dillian White can A, penetrate the defense. B, he hasn't got listen, he got blasted. He got beat by the little Cuban bloke, in my opinion. That was a bad decision. He's got no chance here, but fair play, he took the fight. Do you think it's going to happen or not?
You know what? I have a feeling it doesn't happen. And there's loads of twists and turns to come into now. But I might be wrong, but I just don't think it happens. I think that they'll try and do each other's heads in with injuries and pullouts, and there's just too much bad blood between both camps. And now I don't think it happens. And I think if it doesn't happen, it's just boxing. It's just boxing. If it doesn't happen, they took the dicks out on top of the balcony and just took a piss on fans yet again, just like last night with that judging. Shocking. And don't nobody needs to tell me boxing is booming. Is it booming? What fights are happening? Fuck out of here, booming. Listen, do you know what? I don't like to say this all the time because people say you're a fucking arse licker us, but do you know when I used to go to a Frotch fight with my pals? We used to get hair stand up on our arms. This is just going in the pubs around Nottingham, mate. Leading up to it on an all-dayer. Everybody that going around pubs getting pissed up saying, we can't wait for tonight. You know, it's going to be a great night and things like that. I don't see that now. I don't even want to go to a show at the moment. I don't feel like I want to. I might go to Jaffa's show March 19th up north. I've been invited to that, but I don't feel like I want to go to boxing. I don't feel it. I don't. What are we getting? Where's our bank? What are we getting our bank for his book? What? For that last night, that'd have been all right. Utter garbage. You've got 10 fights that's garbage, and then you've got a great fight, the main event. So I can see where they're coming from, but the judging killed it. If that had gone Catterall's way, that would have been down as one of the greatest nights ever. It would have gone down in history.
Yeah.
But Ian John Lewis, whatever it's called, he's spoilt it. He spoilt it. A fucking prison screw. Fucking prison screw. Fucking killed it. Killed it, didn't he? He killed it.
Yeah. I knew as soon as he said split decision, I thought, fuck, no way they're going to do this to him.
Split decision. You couldn't fucking make it up, could you?
No.
Right? How many points did they take off Catterall?
1.
1 point, yeah. So that wouldn't have made no difference then, would it?
Didn't really do anything. What Taylor was coming in, that was how Catterall's nose went. He was coming in really low. He needs to leave Ben Davison. 1, temperament's in the corner and not good for a fighter of Taylor's sort of emotional levels. And I mean, he was terrible. He was awful.
So it'd have been a draw then. It'd have been a draw if he hadn't took that point off then. It would have been a draw. There were only 1 point, weren't there? There weren't 2 points took off, although there were one, weren't there?
Yeah, 1 point. 1 point for each got took off. And then obviously Catterall got a knockdown.
1 point what?
1 point got took off each.
Oh, off each lad?
Yeah, and then Catterall had the knockdown, so...
Yeah, if he doesn't take his Catterall's point off him, it's a draw, isn't it?
Yeah.
But look, this is how I look at it, mate, right? Bad officials. Bad. Like that programme, Bad Santa with Billy Joe Thornton, whatever his name. Well, that were bad officials, and something's got to happen. Because otherwise, the sport's going to die. And like I said, managers and trainers, they're not going to want to risk the kids on certain shows, are they?
No.
I just think it's bad.
Don't know what to do with it, mate. I don't really know what to suggest. It'd be good, like if the social media fanfare now kicks in big style, it goes to the right kind of people, and people do start. I don't know. The pressure needs to be put on. That decision needs to be overturned.
Yeah.
Fuck the titles. The titles are great, yeah, whatever. The decision needs to be overturned. The decision needs.
Yeah. It's got to be. They're not. It won't happen though. It won't happen. But it needs to happen. But it won't. There won't be a rematch because they're already screaming about tight weight and all that. So that's gone. They could put that
up at 147.
They could put that on again on pay-per-view. It'd be pay-per-view that they'd have to give Catterall pay-per-view. If they're giving fucking Smelly Brook and Amir Khan two shot fighters pay-per-view, and they're talking about Eubank pay-per-view, and they have to give Jack Catterall pay-per-view. Jack Catterall's a pay-per-view fighter now. He's the unofficial, undisputed 140-pound champion at world, in my opinion. He's pay-per-view now. He's just done an elite guy to give him his dues.
Yeah, he schooled him.
Schooled him, and Jamie Moore's got to be given a lot of credit, and Nigel Travers, but they didn't get the decision, and that he fought his heart out, and I can understand why he stormed off. He'll be in a dark, dark place tonight, that lad. So I hope that everybody rallies round and makes as much noise as you can. Tweets the British Boxing Board of Control. I don't know what the Twitter handle is, but if he wants to Steffi Bull's Twitter, he's sent him a tweet, said what he thinks. And let's hope that everybody does what he's done, Steffi Bull, and gets behind this campaign for justice for Jack Catterall. Justice for Jack, because that's what we want. Because he was fucking robbed royally. He was really greased. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it was weird as well. I was thinking it didn't really seem to come out. He seemed like he had more gears, Catterall. I think there was moments where he put it on Taylor, and if he'd have carried on, he was hurting him every time he cracked him properly. If they had a rematch, I really couldn't see it being any different. I think Catterall just had his number. And Jack, you know, like when they say, when they step up in competition, he'll rise to that competition. And 7 times out of 10, they get splattered. He is actually one of them kids who fucking, he always, I mean, O'Hara Davies, he coasted in that fight. His last fight, he coasted when he could have probably took the pair of them out. Like, he's a bit of he's a laid-back character. There was more gears from Jack Catterall there.
Yeah, I felt that. Also, in his career, he's never really looked in trouble. He's like he's just done enough to win, and that's why people weren't giving him enough credit. But when he come up against an elite fighter, he turned it on, and you'd have to say he's probably now at the top of his game, Jack Catterall, and people need to get behind him. But that fight, that's got to be changed to a no contest. If they investigate it right for corruption, all they've got to do is get the phones, get these people's phones. Every judge and referee from that show last night, and Robert Smith, all the police have got to do is get these people's phones and just let's see what's going. Let's have a look at them. Let's have a look at these fuckers, because they're bent. They're bent as fuck, and I want jail time. Got to be jail time for fucking about if you're corrupting sport. Jail time, no messing about. Because if it's all fake and bent and that, well, what we're watching? Why are we getting involved? Why are we doing what? Why am I wasting my time doing this? If it's a bent sport, why? I can do other things with my time that's more constructive and better financially for me, rather than wasting my fucking Sunday morning sat in a cold fucking factory here freezing my cunt off. Do you know what I mean? When I could be doing something else, but it's just left a bad taste in my mouth. Okay, let me ask you about Big Meech. It looks like he's squeaked out a Usyk fight, doesn't it?
He don't want it, and you know, there's no real point in even fucking touching on it. He don't want that fight. He can't win that fight. I don't really know what the next steps would be for him, but yeah, he don't want that fight, does he, mate? Big
Meech don't want that smoke, does he?
Have you heard any rumours about who he's going to be training with at all, mate?
No, I heard a little rumour. Somebody said Robert Garcia. I've heard all sorts of people, but I heard Robert Garcia, but I can't see that. He don't train of his, does he? I don't know. We're going to see, aren't we? Who's to say it ain't going to be Eddie Reynoso so they can keep him close to Canelo? I don't know, but I know it ain't going to be McCracken, so I do know that. So, but McCracken won't be bothered. He's had it off, hasn't he?
He's done all right.
Got it well off. Okay then, well listen, thanks for coming on. I've got Terry coming on now, so
pleasure as ever, mate.
Yeah, I hope you're well, Ryan. Sorry that you're upset about the boxing last night, but not as upset as me.
I fucking am, mate. I'm devastated. But listen, pal, you enjoy the rest of your day, mate. Have fun with Terry.
Thank you very much.
See you later, mate. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. Well, that was Ryan from Manchester, good boxing fan. Max's boxing. I think we'll get this uploaded now, and we'll get Terry on. And you'll be in for a treat this afternoon, you Pokey followers. I'll get these out straight away. We're going to put them out at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, but we don't want to upset them lads onto asylum, do we? Eh? We don't want Steve Wellens complaining, do we? Okay, peace out.